move on to our next topic, which is actually still Eternals related, kind of.
Right.
The Eternals director, Chloé Zhao.
Yes.
It's been rumored, and I'm going to pull up the article here.
Please.
Give me one moment. Okay, so this is a rumor. So we're gonna go ahead and definitely acknowledge that right out the gate. This is a rumor, but this is Star Wars Newsnet, which they're a great source, you guys, in regards to anything Star Wars. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever watched like Collider Jedi Council, stuff like that. Christian Harloff, all them. This is kind of like their go-to site for all the Star Wars stuff. So I trust these guys quite a bit. So if they're reporting on it, doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen, but it definitely lends credibility to this rumor that there probably are at least talks. You know, I think that's fair to say, that being the fact that they're reporting on it, because they are very, very credible. But they're saying here, a news story from Big Screen Leaks posted on his site, One Take News, indicates that Chloé Zhao is Kevin Feige's choice to direct his Star Wars project, which he will be overseeing. Michael Waldron is on board to pen the script. This is coming from the same source that said that Rogue Squadron's production was going to be delayed, which we will talk about in this video as well a little bit later on. Something that Hollywood Reporter confirmed yesterday. He also indicated to us that the 2023 spot will be taken by another movie, likely set in the High Republic. The report is also saying an official announcement could be coming soon. So here's the thing with the Chloé Zhao thing. There's only, look, I have, like we said, we neither of us have seen Eternals. Okay, so I mean, we can't really comment on that movie because we haven't seen it yet. So that's fair. I also haven't seen her other movie, which is Nomadland, which I heard was fantastic. She won Academy Awards. I heard it was really, really, critically acclaimed film, but I haven't seen it. So it's hard for me to kind of get excited or not excited for her Star Wars project. I mean, from Feige's perspective, I can kind of see where he's coming from, I guess, because, he kind of did like a space movie with Eternals. So you kind of have that relationship with Chloé Zhao. So let's do the other space movie for Star Wars now with Chloé Zhao.
Yeah, I guess.
But the problem, though, is that this movie hasn't been the most well-received Marvel movie. Now, that doesn't guarantee that the Star Wars movie with her name attached to it will be the same. But I don't know. I mean, if I was Lucasfilm and if I was Kevin Feige, I'd be a little bit concerned. Going into this.
I would be. I mean, we look, all credit to Chloé Zhao, but let's be fair here. She doesn't have necessarily the roster of films that you might be looking for, or maybe more accurately the experience that might be, that you would think would be applied towards the film, towards the that's being set in the Star Wars universe. Right. I mean, these films are. I mean, if you think Marvel films are heavily scrutinized, look at Star Wars films. You have a wide swath of the fan base. Multiple demographics in terms of kind of fan profile, whether they be sequel fans, prequel fans. Go down the list here that you have to appeal to, and it's just. Chloé Zhao's just a very interesting choice. It's not necessarily someone that you might expect on the kind of thinking about it, and it's just, this is going to be Kevin Feige's first entry in this, and it's going to be with Chloé Zhao. Man, what do you think on this?
I'm very torn on it, and it's hard to kind of base any kind of real strong feelings around it because I'm not familiar with her work. I think that after maybe I see Eternals, maybe I'll check out Nomadland and kind of get a feel for the kind of filmmaker she is. I just don't really know, but I do know that based on the Eternals overall reception, I'm a little concerned, to be quite honest with you, because it wasn't exactly a unanimous home run with Eternals. A lot of fans love Eternals, love it, and that's fantastic. But there's also a lot of fans that don't love it. And the problem here with getting into the Star Wars thing, right, is that Star Wars has already been battered and bruised with divisiveness, and the last thing we
A
kind
lot
of
of
need.
it.
There's a lot of it, and the last thing we kind of need now is another movie that's going to kind of divide fans, and one that like the fans love and the critics hate, or the critics love and the fans hate.
Right.
It's kind of the last thing Star Wars needs. Marvel can kind of weather that storm because they've kind of had like 20 plus movies of like pretty much unanimous love. Pretty much.
Yeah.
They can do a movie like Eternals and have that divisiveness and kind of get through it. Star Wars, though, has taken a lot of hits with this. And I don't know, to have another one that's going to be like that, I don't know if it's good. But again, look, I'll be real, though. I'll be completely real. And I'm in the minority here. I was not a fan of Thor Ragnarok. I the first 30 minutes into that movie, I was ready to turn it off. It was the jokes. And I'm not a big, like, full disclosure here, I'm not really big on the Marvel humor, and this movie doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on that. It was like joke after joke after joke after joke, and after 30 minutes of it, I really wanted to turn it off, but I stuck with it. I gave the movie a chance, and it did get better as it went on. So when I heard Taika Waititi was going to be directing some Mandalorian episodes, I was like, oh, fuck. Right? Like, here we go. We're going to have these episodes because Mando is kind of a grittier show, and we're going to have Taika's episodes be like these joke fest, right? Yeah. I was really nervous about it. And I got to be real with you. As someone who didn't love Ragnarok, I really enjoyed Taika's Mandalorian episodes. I think he did a really, really good job. So even if I go into Eternals and I watch it and I just hate it, okay, it's just like the worst thing ever. I'll still give Chloé a chance because like with Taika, sometimes you get into a different franchise and it just clicks more, and Star Wars might be her thing. She might click with that, and Marvel maybe wasn't. So I don't know, but I am a little nervous though because of this Eternals kind of reception. I am a little nervous, and it does seem like, look, the big hitters are reporting on this. I'm telling you, like Star Wars Newsnet, they're not loosey-goosey with reporting stuff. If they're reporting on it, doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's definitely in, like, there's legitimacy to it, and it wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't. So.
Well, look, I echo a lot of your sentiments. I mean, honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth or my thoughts out of my head. In that, yes, it's exactly. He's got the Force, dude. He can read my mind. Look, the brand's been through a lot. It's been through a lot, and you had the Atlantic article saying, "Hey, how the Star Wars franchise was mishandled," and that's the tag. You just would have thought that they would have gone in a safer direction, right? In one that could bring stability and balance to the Force. You would have thought that's the kind of direction that they would have gone, and kind of reassured the audience that, hey, this is going to be different now. Not making kind of swing. Look, Eternals makes sense because you're 25 plus films in, right? You kind of have to change up the game and bring some new blood in or fresh talent in to kind of shake things up a little bit because, I mean, let's be fair here. They have an established formula. They have become, maybe, sure you say, formulaic, and they kind of have to, do something a little bit new. Star Wars, that's the last thing you need. Star Wars, you don't need to shake anything. It's been shaken enough. Okay, you have to really kind of assure the audience that, hey, look, this is a new direction. You can be confident in the decisions that we are making going forward. It just screams to me like a Jon Favreau, Kevin Feige, Iron Man 2.0 kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, John has been doing some amazing work with The Mandalorian. He's well versed and well immersed into this world. He understands this franchise, understands what the fans want and what he himself would want to see, and I think he's got some good bearings. He's definitely showed competency in this field. He's done films with Kevin Feige before. Now I understand that Iron Man 2 didn't maybe go off the way that, and some pressures were applied to Jon Favreau to kind of set up some other things in some other films. That being said, though, it's like it just screams Jon Favreau to me. It just screams like, hey, let's do this again. with another franchise and really get the foundation laid and build on top of that. Chloe Zhao just doesn't feel like that person that can necessarily do that and necessarily deliver, a film that really, there's going to be a lot of expectations placed on it. Let's be fair here. If you say Kevin Feige's involved, that changes the game, especially for hardcore fans of the franchise. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, especially, the last feature film that we got was Rise of Skywalker. I think a lot of people felt a little bit disappointed, right? In how that happened, how that worked. And I think a lot of people are going to be looking at this film going, hey, should we even care? You really have to get this one right. And I'm just surprised they went in this direction, to be honest.